Hello, is this thing on? Hello, testing 1 2 1 2. Hello, everybody. It is I, Red Engine Bobby, and today we have our first ever editing video while streaming video on the channel. Okay. Now you may be wondering what I'm editing today. Well, I'm editing the third episode of Red Engine Reviews, which is the episode about Osrail's Animation's Rolling Stock. I've gained a little bit of starting on it. Oh, hold up a second. I need to reopen the screen. Just need to check. Gotta make sure the Yep. Now I just need to check if the audio is working.
G'day, Thomas. Welcome to Australia.
Now, I think this should be a good way to motivate myself to get the video done faster. But anyways, yep, basically we're just gonna be editing this video. Yippee!
G'day, mates. My name's Ranging Bobby, and welcome to Ranging Reviews. Keep in mind, though, that we may not actually review the thing we're talking about. We may just be analysing it. You never know.
Let me
Now, if you were a Thomas kid in the late 2000s, you may remember this one video of a CGI animated Thomas in 2007. This was 2 years. Now, if you were a Thomas kid in the late 2000s, you may remember this one video of a CGI animated Thomas in 2007.
Did you know trains have more crashes than an airplane? No, I did not know that, John Best. Thank you for the fun fact. Dum 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 da dum da dum da dum da dum da dum 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 da dum da dum da 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 dum.
This was 2 years before Thomas would go full CGI, and it's quite impressive for the time. However, you may be wondering who exactly made this animation. Well, it was made by a guy. However, you may be wondering who exactly made this animation.
Just checking something, and then we continue.
Well, it was made by a guy known as Osrail Animations, and he would go on to make his own talking train show, and it's called Rolling Stock. This series you might remember.
Now, I want you guys to keep in mind I won't be really looking at the chat while editing this video, because I really would like to get this video out. That's mostly how I feel for most videos. I would like to get them out in there into the world. I usually just want to get them over with, but I still feel very passionate about them sometimes. Dum da dum da 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 dum 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 da. Okay, now we just gotta.
Called Rolling Stock, and it's called Rolling Stock. This series you might remember from the mid to late 2010s, when searching for Thomas content on YouTube. However, one thing you may notice is that the creator hasn't been active in a while, and today I'm going to show you why that's the case, and overall fix the Rolling Stock world the best I can. So, let's be. And overall fix the Rolling Stock world the best I can. So, let's be. They can. So, let's begin. Rolling. So, let's begin.
Just got
I'm
chicken.
going to show you why that's the case, and overall look into the rolling stock world the best I can. So, let's begin.
Wait, oh crap, I didn't mean to delete that audio. Just gotta dum 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 da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da da dum 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 dum. Which sound do we?
Rolling stock world the best I can. So, let's begin. Rolling stock was originally created by an Australian YouTuber known as Ozrail Animations.
Yes, I do know the names of the characters, John Best. Thank you very much. Now,
Rolling Stock was originally created by an Australian YouTuber known as Ozrail Animations, who created his channel on March 23rd, 2006. A year later, he uploaded his first video, which featured A year later, he uploaded his first video, which featured locomotive DD-17 leaving the Roma Street station. Then came along a Thomas and Friends music video, the Starlight Express song Crazy, and I bet you can tell because of that we're in those early days of the fandom. Back when people made Henry an idiot.
Yes, I do know the Brave Locomotive, John Bess.
Back when people made Henry an idiot, and Cranky used to be an original fan character. His channel really began to shine
I did not know that one of Gorn's coaches was based on a real coach. Huh.
His channel really began to shine when in that same year he started uploading free animations onto the site. This year would be where his first Rolling Stock character, Ois, was born. In fact, one of his animation tests has over 32 million views today, and it does make sense as this is quite revolutionary for 2007. As the years went by, he just continued to upload his usual animations and model layout videos, as well as a LEGO Chorus Line video. model layout videos. His channel really began to shine and when in that same year he started uploading 3D animations onto the site. This here would be where his first rolling stock character Ois was born. In fact, one of his animation tests has over 32 million views today. Was born. In fact, one of his animation tests has over 32 million views today, and it does make sense as this is quite revolutionary for 2007. As the years went by, he just continued to upload his usual animations and model layout videos, as well as a LEGO chorus line video. He also made concept trailers
Hey, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. I'm alive. The internet got cut out. It always seems to happen up here. For Christ's sakes. Everybody's still here? Gotta get going. Jesus. Annie? Thank goodness I saved the Filmora file. For goodness sakes. Sorry about that, everyone. My dad thought it was a brilliant idea to cut out the power. For Christ's sakes. But anyways, we're all back here. Back together. For Christ's sakes. I swear.
Movie for Thomas and Friends. Over time, he would develop more characters like a lecturer and Rudolph, and eventually in 2014 it was announced.
And Dad doesn't decide to be a dick and cut out the bed. Why is it that Dad doesn't decide to be a dick and cut out?
2014 it was announced. Actually, in 2014, it was announced that he would be making his own series out of these characters. And in 2015 came the pilot. And in 20. And in 2015. pilot titled "Oh, It's His Day with Farmer Brown," and as the years rolled, "It's His Day with Farmer Brown." And as the years rolled by, we got more episodes, and to this day, they have at least 1 million views each. Well, apart from episode 3 for some reason. But then in 2019, series suddenly. But then in 2019, series suddenly stopped after a small crossover special guest starring Diesel D199. He went silent for 2 years before coming back silently in 2022 with some old. He went silent for 2 years before coming back finally in 2022 with some old train footage of his of his blooper. Let me try that again. He went silent for 2 years before coming back silently in 2022 with some old trains footage of his, as well as a custom large-scale Henrietta showcase video and a video essay talking about if an animated train can be a movie star. And since then, he's been silent again. I'll talk about why that could be the case later, but for now, let's take a look at the rolling stock itself. He went silent for 2. The main The main location of rolling stock is the branch line.
Mhm.
The main location of rolling stock is the branch line of the Northallerton and Warwick Railway. North The Norfolk Norfolk Fullerton and Warwick Railway. Both of these are actually real life. These are actually real life locations in England, and I wonder if that was intentional or not. In England, and I wonder if that was intentional or not. The characters are the brain. The characters of the branch line are Ois, the oldest of the engines, Beatrice, the railway's rescue and maintenance engine, Rudolph, a mixed traffic diesel, and Electra, a low blue electric engine. First, we'll start off with O.
Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay.
First, we'll start off with Otis. Well, he is the oldest of the engines on the railway. It's obvious his age doesn't show. And I like how he's on the branch line being... Oh. Nah, wait, I didn't mean to say that. My fault. Yeah, and also, I'm not gonna be going crazy like I did last time in terms of causing bloopers. Let's try again. And I like how OS is the branch line's only... And I like how OS is the branch line's only steam engine. It makes him feel like more like an actual main character due to him standing out. While he is very kind and helpful, he does have a bit of a temper problem when pushed to his limits. But despite that, he is quite a helpful engine and always knows what to do. Next up is Beatrice. However, I'm not too sure. But despite that, he is quite a helpful engine and always knows what to do. Next up is Beatrice. However, I'm not too sure she has much of a personality other than being the branch line's main skeleton rescue engine, but I do enjoy her design. It's quite cool looking, and it's pretty much a modern take on Harvey or Skylar or Rosa. Does anybody care for...
I'm good, everyone. Just having some mac and cheese.
Does anybody care for Rosa, though? Rosa. Does anybody care for Rosa, though? Next up is Rudolph.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
For Rosado. Next up is Rudolph. He seems to be a nice engine, much like always, but he is a bit more grumpier sometimes, especially when it rains. Huh. Especially when it rains. Huh. A green locomotive scared of rain? Where have I seen that before? Despite that, he usually is shown to be very caring to his fellow friends and doesn't enjoy when they're being treated unfairly. Finally, there's Electra.
Wow, we reached the hour-long mark, and I'm only 5 minutes into this 9-minute long recording that is editing the video.
Finally,
Jesus.
there's Electra, and the most I can get out of her character is that due to her being very young, she wants to make a good impression and doesn't enjoy when she can't get to her full limit. But despite that, she seems to be very optimistic. Those aren't the only Those aren't the only characters, though, as also there's the controller known as Miss Stacy and her sister Farmer Brown. the trickster. The Royal Grail Shunter Diesel, known as Trixie, the Snoop Diesel, known as Trixie.
Since I don't want this to go on so long, I think I'm probably gonna have to end it once I'm actually done getting through the recording. Anything else like the end screen, the credits, the other music, that'll be added when I actually upload the video. Okay.
The snooty passenger Diesel of the main line, known as Sparrow, who I love simply because he's a bumbling buffoon, much like Eric Alberg, and a few other minor characters. However, what's good characters without good stories? Without good stories. There's a total of there's However, what's good characters without good stories? There's a total of 8 episodes in Rolling. There's a total of 8 episodes in Rolling Stock. Owis's Day with Farmer Brown, Enter the Sparrow, Frizzled Frazzled Fried, The Heat is On, Rudolph Storms Through, Times Have Changed, One Trixie Too Far, and Dwindle in the Rain. Each episode seems to follow a basic structure and story. In Owis's Day with Farmer Brown, Owis gets to work with Farmer Brown and over time gets very annoyed. Structure and story. In Owis's Day In Owis's Day with Farmer Brown, Owis gets to work with Farmer Brown and over time gets very annoyed with her. In Enter the Sparrow, a new engine called Sparrow is loaned over from the main line to help out with extra trains and ends up working with Electro, which kind of goes wrong. In Frizzle Frazzle wrong. In Frizzle wrong. In Frizzle Frazzled Fried, Electra gets into a pickle as she can't go to her full limit when her traction motors are wearing down. In The Heat Is On, In The Heat Is On, Sparrow is constantly taking on water to keep the passengers happy and ends up getting into a problem when on the branch line. In Rudolph Storm's In Rudolph Storms Through, Rudolph helps Otis get up a hill when his side rods cease in a storm. In Times Have Changed, Otis gets annoyed when his old Grand Scarlet Flyer coach shoes are repurposed for a tourist train. In one Trixie Too Far, Trixie plays a prank on Rudolph only for it to be played on Otis instead. And in Dwindle in the what now? The what? And in Dwindle in the Rain, Otis tells Sparrow a scary story about an engine that shrinks in rain and it goes to his head during Carnival Day. The thing I enjoy about each episode is this simple structure that is used each episode. It helps you be able to each episode. It helps you be able to easily watch the episode, and in the end, you won't feel like you missed anything. Not to mention, there seems to be something new added with each episode. The introduction of Sparrow, the explanation behind how Trixie works, some history about Otis and the railway, and a bit more stuff I'm not too sure I remember. Now you may be thinking to yourself, gee, this series is quite fun and simple, but why did it suddenly stop? Well, that's what we're gonna get into in the next part.
Okay, 7.5 minutes in. Nearly there. Nearly there, you gasped. Almost there, almost there. We nearly got it.
We're gonna get into in the next part. Now that we've gone over rolling stock a bit, I think it's time we answer the question in the title. Which is, what on earth happened to rolling stock? Well, first of all, we need to go back to that Starlight Express Thomas MV I mentioned earlier. Well, you want to know whose name appears at the end of the MV? MS.
Okay, just gotta get moving. Da 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 dum 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 dum. Da 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 dum dum da dum dum dum.
Well, you want to know whose name appears at the end of the MV? MST Noodle. Yes, that's right. The MST Noodle made a rolling stock. And not to mention, just take a look at his Thomas model. Just take a look at his Thomas model. Then take a look at his little train swarm posts. Coincidence? I think not. However, to those who don't know who MST Noodle is, he is basically the one who was the first Thomas Thomas Train's modeler. However, he left due to some actions by some unknown people causing him to take down the models. This guy practically made the Train subgenre of the Thomas fandom, and it led to the creation of SI3D. And it led to the creation of SI3D, and since then there's been many other talented modelers in the community. And maybe that's why he left YouTube. He just simply feels like he's done his job. And he's letting others continue on his legacy. And if that is his job. And he's letting others continue on his legacy. And if that is the case, I'd like to say a few words. MS2 Noodle, or Osborne Animations, you really started up a whole subgenre of our Thomas fandom. The Thomas fandom would not have grown if it had not been for your modeling work being the starting grounds for several more modelers to come from SI3D. The Marvelous Mainland to come from SI3D. The Marvelous Mainland Model Works, the Branchline Crew, Clay, the Branchline Crew, Clay Truck Works, and Crow. Krobin's Gateworks and Chinatown Works 3D. And Chinatown Works 3D, Tin of York, the Tin of Tin of York 3D, and many more wouldn't have been possible without you. And with that, I just have to say thank you for creating a core aspect of our fandom. We would not have had many talented people to be knowing the fandom today if not for you. And hopefully one day, you might just come back and we'll get to see your MWR back in action once more. And that's where I'll end it. With that being said, I've been Random Bobby, this has been Random Reviews, and thank you for watching. Bobby, this has been Random Reviews, and with that, I just have to say thank you for watching.
And that's pretty much the recording part done. And with that, I've pretty much got the video done. So, I guess that's where I'll end this stream. Thank you all for watching, I guess. The few people that actually watched. And, see ya, I guess. Bye-bye.